Going up to that hero in the sky, that's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's best. A niche gaming YouTube channel. We're delving back into the Sega game Toshokan library to take a look at Aworg, Hero in the Sky. Aworg? Is that how you pronounce that? The tutorial spells it as Awogue, so who can say? This is another downloadable Mega Drive game that was originally released back in 1991 and was only available to Japanese Mega Drive and Mega Modem owners, who we can safely say were a privileged few. But thanks to illegal ROM dumping, we can now all enjoy this short little Mega Drive action game where you play as a futuristic cyborg man from the future. Instantly, there's a great sense of humour in Aworg, as you expect our protagonist to fly around the screen using a jetpack, what with him being a cool robot guy. But you actually have to use two hand fans and flap your arms to gain elevation. It's not a million miles off something like Joust or Balloon Fight, and you have to carefully flap with the B button while changing your direction with the D-pad. It's extremely responsive and easy to pick up, but thanks to the momentum of flight, you always have to adjust and course correct to keep yourself away from hazards and enemies. You also have a forward projecting boost that you can activate with the C button, and this allows you to damage enemies at the cost of manoeuvrability. The only other move you have at your disposal is activated with the A button, and this special ability can destroy all enemies on screen, but it will eat up 3 points of health, so it's best to use it sparingly. Aworg is a pretty short game at only 10 stages, but thanks to some fantastic level design, it basically does everything it could possibly want to do with its mechanics and not outstay its welcome. Each stage tasks you with finding 3 keys to open an exit, which is simple enough, but you have to navigate the maze-like stages while avoiding or attacking enemies and not taking damage yourself. You do have a health gauge, but if you mess up it'll quickly deplete. You also have to contest with spike pits that can bring the pain, but with careful use of your flight you can actually use the spike pits in your favour by using the force of the wind you create by flapping to push enemies into them. It's a pretty advanced technique to get the hang of, but when you master it, it don't feel great when you send an enemy spiralling to their doom. Aworg is such an impressive little game that does a lot with a little, and unlike 16T, which we looked at last time, there's a real depth and nuance to the controls that feels really rewarding when you master them. While 16T felt a little disposable and lacking in gameplay features, Aworg has an enthralling control scheme that is coupled with some truly excellent stage design to really test your flying abilities. I've genuinely had such a good time playing through this game, and it was far more engaging than I was expecting, resulting in me recording a lot more footage for it than I did for 16T. Yes, Aworg is still a pretty concise experience, but I'd much prefer a game like this that is short, well designed and doesn't outstay its welcome, than something that doesn't have the same depth and goes on for ages. There is a deeply satisfying game crammed into these 128 kilobytes, and a real showcase for what the Mega Drive can achieve despite some really strict file size limitations. Aworg will also show up in 1994 in the Game no Kanzume Volume 2 release for Mega CD, and the 1995 Game no Kanzume Otokyo compilation for Mega Drive, which would also turn up on the Japanese Mega Drive Mini in 2019.